Who would have guessed that renting a room to pay your house rent would one day turn into a multi-billion-dollar enterprise that would revolutionize the travel industry around the world? Do more with less. That's the mantra the founders of Airbnb had from the very beginning of their quest to where they are today. Welcome to Wealthy Mindset, where we explore unique and breathtaking angles from the world of money, economics, personal finance, and investing. But before we dive into it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, click on the bell icon right there so you never miss any of our subsequent videos. In this video, we'll talk about how Airbnb got its start and how the founders had to sell cereal to keep the company going. Well, let's start the story off with three young graduates living in a rented apartment who were unable to pay their rent when it was raised by 25%. This prompted them to think about moving out. It all started in October 2007 when two of the co-founders, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, came up with the idea of renting out one of the extra rooms as a bed and breakfast, following the Industrial Design Conference to be held in San Francisco the next weekend. Although they didn't have an extra bed, they did provide airbeds, and that is how the name Airbed and Breakfast, or Airbnb, came about. They built a website to post an ad blog, and within a day, they had 3 people wanting to stay with them. Additionally, they made $1,000 in a single weekend. Fast forward to January 2008, when technical architect Nathan Blekarczyk came on board as the third co-founder, and the three of them decided to start a company together. As a result, they set up a website with an event directory where locals could rent out their extra rooms for the course of the event. The site was built in 3 weeks and launched in March 2008. Within a week, they had a dozen or so properties listed on the site, out of which only 2 or 3 people actually used it. Surprisingly, one of them was Brian himself, who had to travel to Texas. They eventually realized that they needed to upgrade the site to make renting someone's home as simple as booking a hotel room, since tourists wanted to use their service whether or not they were attending an event. That summer, everyone was buzzing about the Democratic National Convention in Denver, which was set to take place in August 2008, and where Barack Obama would earn the Democratic Party's presidential nomination. They recognized that there would be a need for an alternative due to the lack of hotel rooms in Denver, so they hustled to build this website in 3 months and launched it 2 weeks before the event. Within a week, almost 800 people had listed their properties on their website. Meanwhile, they also advertised their service in the newspaper, which was picked up by CNN, and soon everyone in the state was talking about the new Airbnb concept. However, it always starts off with a lot of excitement, but it eventually wears off. They were having difficulty raising funds and generating press for their company. As the election was approaching, they came up with the idea of presidential-themed cereal, Obama-O's and Cap'n McCain's. They delivered 100 of each box to the reporters in order to get their interest, and it did. Within a week of doing so, they were back on CNN raving about the breakfast cereal. They produced more boxes of these cereals and sold a box of cereal every 3 minutes, worth $40. They earned $30,000 in less than a week, which they later used to finance their company. However, they were still unable to persuade investors and capitalists to provide fundings. They were barely earning $200 a week. They had been working ceaselessly for over a year and were on the point of giving up. However, they soon realized that they should give it one last attempt before quitting the game. They applied to Paul Graham's Y Combinator Accelerator program and were fortunate enough to have a 5-minute interview and eventually raised $20,000 as their first round of funding. In order to engage with their clients, they planned to visit the biggest consumer market in New York. They recognized that the primary source of concern was the low-resolution images displayed in the majority of listings. They had to rent a camera and capture clearer images of the postings, as well as upgrade the host profiles in order to reach a wider audience. Soon after, properties began to appear in different cities and states all across the world. It took them 4 years to reach their initial 4 million visitors, with an extra 7 million in 2013. Suddenly, there were over 100,000 individuals staying at other people's homes on any given day. Today, Airbnbs are used by 150 million users to book their accommodations. However, their focus has shifted out towards all sorts of hospitality. And as of 2021, the company is estimated to be worth $113 billion. While staying at a stranger's home was once unimaginable for most tourists, it is now the standard for far too many people throughout the world. It is difficult to anticipate where a radical company like Airbnb will be placed in a few years, and attempting to estimate its growth is futile. However, Airbnb is remaking itself for an ever-evolving future owing to its comprehensive strategy in the business. If you enjoyed this video, slap a like on it and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest business trends and interesting facts. You can also turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss any of our mind-blowing videos. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, bye!